industries, and homes throughout the state. Electrify Maine also sells and installs heat pumps and is a licensed Generac dealer. Call us today for a free estimate.
Now, your primetime local news leader. Fox 22 News at 10.
Good evening, everyone, and thanks for joining us. I'm Peter Dubois.
And I'm Beth Jones. Today, Governor Janet Mills signed into law the current services budget. The $9.8 billion budget will ensure the continued operation of state government for the next 2 years.
However, it was passed by a vote along party lines and has created controversy due to the way it was pushed through. The governor issuing a statement saying, quote, "I would have preferred to sign a budget that has bipartisan support, but the possibility of a government shutdown, which would be extremely harmful to Maine people, is something I cannot accept. This current services budget averts the potential for a shutdown, funds essential government services, and delivers certainty and stability to municipalities, school systems, and others that rely on state resources. This should not and will not be the last word on the budget. I recognize the tensions are high, but there is still a lot of work left to do, with room, I believe, for compromise," end quote. The governor also signed a proclamation calling the legislature back into session next Wednesday.
Well, the emergency order for the invasive emerald ash borer has been expanded. That order restricts the movement of ash trees, green ash waste, firewood, and any other materials that could be a means of emerald ash borer transportation. The expansion follows the discovery of infestations in Corinna and Newport, as well as 2 towns in Oxford County. The infestations are suspected to be a direct result of humans moving the emerald ash borer in wood or other materials. A statement says everyone should be concerned about the future of ash trees in Maine, and you can get more information at foresthealth@maine.gov, or you can call 207-287-2431.
Well, there were some public hearings in Augusta for 3 different bills regarding daylight saving time today. Johnny Maffey talked with lawmakers behind the bills to find out what Mainers think.
It's a half hour before sunrise here in Cape Elizabeth. One of the bills we're talking about today would exempt Maine from daylight savings time, meaning the sun would be here this time of year. But the other 2 bills would keep it like this. If they were to pass, Maine would remain in daylight saving time all year.
State Senator Rick Bennett is behind the bills involving daylight saving time year-round. One would direct UMaine to study the impact of Atlantic time year-round. The other is an act to adopt daylight saving time year-round.
Atlantic time is the equivalent of daylight savings time, and so which we're on for 8 months of the year. So it makes sense to me just to stay on daylight savings time, and that's what I've proposed.
This would mean we keep the late sunsets in the summer.
I actually think the daylight savings time set for Maine year-round is the best option. Gets dark awful early in the day in December, January.
But that would mean later sunrises. State Senator Joe Baldacci is proposing to stay on Eastern Standard Time year-round.
I think that it's really hard for children to get up when it's pitch black out.
The common ground between these 2 options,
I think they should just pick one and stick to it,
is not having to change the clocks back and forth.
We just stick with one time year-round.
I think that the reasons are irrelevant at this point. I think that the reasons that they had it in the first place no longer...
A little outdated, maybe.
Exactly.
But some think flip-flopping makes the most sense.
I think it works for where we live.
Meanwhile, an Augusta woman is facing drug trafficking charges after police searched a residence in Augusta. Deputy Police Chief Kevin Lully says 50-year-old Corinna Miller was arrested after officers and drug agents searched an apartment at 39 Oak Street around 3:30 Thursday afternoon. Lully says they seized an undisclosed amount of firearms, money, drugs, and contraband. Miller is being held at the Kennebec County Jail.
Bangor's American Rescue Plan Act funding will finally be made available to qualifying groups after nearly 2 years thanks to a new website. Starting on Monday, local organizations can begin to apply to receive a part of Bangor's more than $20 million of remaining pandemic relief funds. The city partnered with Heart of Maine United Way and to accept and screen applications. Heart of Maine representatives say putting these funds to use is an important step for the city.
This ARPA funding is a critical investment for the city of Bangor and the surrounding communities. It provides an opportunity to really leverage change that's sustainable and community-wide and surrounding a lot of different areas.
The city of Bangor will ultimately decide which organizations will receive the funding. The website goes live at 8 a.m. Monday morning, and groups will have until April 26th at 4 p.m. to submit an application. To reach the website, visit bangormaine.gov.
Well, the White House has announced that First Lady Jill Biden will be headed to Maine next week. The trip is part of the Biden-Harris administration's Investing in America tour. The First Lady will be visiting Michigan, Maine, and Vermont, where she will highlight learning programs that are preparing high school and community college students for good-paying jobs that they say have been created by the Investing in America agenda. Secretary of Education Miguel Cardona will join the First Lady for part of the tour. They are expected to spend time in southern Maine, and we'll have more details on the visit as they become available.
The transgender community is speaking out against the lawsuit filed by Bangor Christian School, which is suing to be able to receive public funding while also having the freedom to exclude certain groups of students from attending the school. We spoke to Maine Transgender Network Executive Director Quinn Gormley, who says the lawsuit flies in the face of well-established standards in the state of Maine on how state taxpayer dollars are spent. Gormley says if the school wants to receive public funding, they need to embrace and abide by the Maine Human Rights Act, which prohibits discrimination based on sexual orientation or gender identity.
This is part of, I think, a coordinated effort to ensure that LGBTQ students, and I think any marginalized student, can't be protected so long as someone objects to the inconvenience of having to care about another human being's needs. If they don't want to follow those rules, they have the option as a private institution not to accept public funds, and they can discriminate against anyone they want to if that's the case. So they need to decide which way they want to go. They don't get to have it both ways.
Well, switching gears now, a Bangor antique shop is auctioning off all of its remaining items. Antique Alley has been closed for about a year now following the passing of owner Glenn Hudgens. His wife, Renee, says running the antique shop was Glenn's dream, and each piece in the store has a story. Since its closure, Renee and her daughter, Courtney, haven't been able to find a buyer for the storefront. However, many of the items are going up for auction. The family says there's more than 6,000 square feet of space filled with antiques that they need to sell, which is why they'll be auctioning off the items in batches.
Yeah, each piece in here, a lot of them we personally picked up with my father when he was getting going and starting. So it's heartbreaking for us to say goodbye to everything, but each story, each piece, we're looking forward to it having a new owner and a little piece of my dad going with them.
Buyers can preview the first batch of antiques on Saturday, and the auction goes live on Sunday at 1 p.m. The first batch will feature around 360 items, and to learn more about the auction and find the link to place a bid, visit Antique Alley's Facebook page.
Those rising costs force some Maine businesses to close. Some are hopeful that newly proposed bills could bring them the help they need. Our David Ledford spoke with business owners about what's on the horizon.
In the 5 years since we opened downtown in 2016, our labor costs doubled, and our revenue stream stayed exactly the same.
Some Maine legislators are seeking to update Maine's bottle bill. The program originated in 1978, offering Mainers 5 or 15 cents on eligible returnables and helping to keep litter out of the state's natural environments. However, some redemption center owners say that inflation and rising labor costs have put many businesses in a tough position.
It's hard to get help because you're competing with the other places, restaurants and that, which are now paying the higher rate to get employees, and it's creating a problem for the redemption centers throughout the state. If they don't resolve it, you're going to see a lot more that will be closing.
Some redemption centers have made the switch to a self-service business model because, whether it's cans or bottles, the cents just aren't adding up.
We screamed from the rooftops, anybody who would listen, and redempts were closing all over the place, and the decision was we can either close or go to a self-service model, and that was the way we could continue to stay open and stay profitable.
Under current law, redemption centers receive a 4.5-cent handling fee for each returnable collected. Several of the proposed bills seek to change Maine's bottle law. Senate President Troy Jackson's proposed bill, LD 134 SP 73, would increase the fee by more than a penny. If passed, Jackson's bill would mark the second time since 2019 that the handling fee has increased. However, some say that time is an important factor when it comes to the future of Maine's bottle recycling.
If we can't pay our employees, we close, and it's as simple as that.
In Bangor, David Ledford, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
And we're fortunate we had a very mild day, minimal wind, which was nice. Sometimes that wind really can just swoop in and change the feel of the whole day.
Yeah.
Didn't have that going on today as we had earlier in the week, and it's kind of rolling over into a very mild nighttime as well, which is great.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It sounds like we could be waking up to a little bit of the white stuff. Not a lot.
Yeah.
But yeah, that all starting to take place as we speak.
Indeed. So let's turn things over, get a first check of our forecast, and see what's going on.
And thank you so much, Beth. Our first weather today is brought to you by Goose River Farm Meat Store. Okay, the weekend's around the corner, but not the nicest weather out there today. It is a mess, especially recently. Just about right now, we did have a couple of sprinkles, some flurries starting to calm down right now. But most of this will really intensify within the next several hours. By overnight into tomorrow morning, things will look a little bit different. Temperatures earlier today, 43 degrees here in town, 42 in Bar Harbor, but look at Millinocket, where the thick snowpack is at, upper 30s and lower 40s. So we were all into those warmer temperatures, melting a little bit more of our snow away. The coast, stronger winds, 10 miles an hour now in Machias, Bar Harbor. Winds are starting to die down slightly, but here in town, though, still blowing at around 8 miles per hour. And tonight, we're going to continue to have some rain and snow showers overnight. Temperatures will be slightly above freezing, so none of the snow will really be accumulating. Maybe up to a trace to less than an inch in some spots. Beth?
Old man Winter, it's like he's not getting hit. The party is over.
Seriously.
Time to go home.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, some of our friends to the north, northern part of Maine, still have a lot of snow on the ground, and they're dealing with that. So I think we're fortunate here in Bangor to basically be done with it at this point.
I mean, I have friends in southern Maine who tell me, you know, their front yard, you can see the ground, but the backyard, the snowpack is still 3 or 4 feet deep. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, it's crazy how much a difference from wherever you go.
Huge.
Yeah.
Well, still to come on Fox 22 News at 10, the Great Home Expo is holding its premiere show at the Cross Insurance Center this weekend.
And Mason's Brewing Company takes to Facebook in its fight against Dine and Dashers. Those stories and more local news after this.
Paramount Paving, Maine's go-to for all your paving and seal coating. Paramount Paving offers commercial and residential paving and seal coating services throughout eastern and central Maine. Give us a call for a free estimate today. Paramount Paving. When it comes to paving, we are Paramount.
Hi, can you tell me how to get to Down East Toyota from here?
Well, that's easy. All roads lead to Down East. Wherever you are in Maine this spring, head to Down East for the sweetest lineup of four-wheel drive and all-wheel drive vehicles. Just like the maple sap, the vehicles are now flowing in. Check the latest inventory and offers at downeasttoyota.com.
Getting some syrup to go?
Better hurry. Those Toyotas are selling like hotcakes. Down East Toyota on Wilson Street in Brewer.
When you stay at a Verbo, you always get the whole home. Not part of it, but the whole upstairs, the whole downstairs, the whole fridge, and the whole secret nap room. Because is it really a vacation home if you have to share the house with the host? Only with Verbo.
Make the most of your waterfront with a Shoremaster dock system from Hammond Lumber Company. Shoremaster docks and boat lifts have been the trusted choice for decades. With Shoremaster, you get the expert product knowledge and first-class service you've come to expect from Hammond Lumber. Hammond is the country's largest stocking Shoremaster dealer, so you won't wait to get the dock system you want. Hammond delivers from any of their locations across Maine and New Hampshire with professional service after the sale. Your dream waterfront begins with Shoremaster from Hammond Lumber Company.
LA Galaxy, Seattle Sounders, Saturday at 7:30 Eastern on Fox.
Paramount Paving, Maine's go-to for all your paving and seal coating. Paramount Paving offers commercial and residential paving and seal coating services throughout eastern and central Maine. Give us a call for a free estimate today. Paramount Paving. When it comes to paving, we are Paramount.
You just never know what you're going to stumble across.
A couple from Aroostook County is putting the Pine Tree Trail back on the state map.
Looking at the potential of what it can do to help all these communities that are struggling, there was really only one answer, and that was to revive it.
We'll have the story of Maine's Forgotten Trail Monday on Fox 22, News at 10.
Well, the Great Home Show 2023, sponsored by Hammond Lumber Company, is underway at the Cross Insurance Center in Bangor. Over 100 vendors are on hand to give ideas on how to make those home projects just a little easier. No matter if you have an indoor fix or outdoor expansion, the show can give you a chance to meet some of the local companies that you might miss in a simple Google search.
Where we're a small company and based out of Glenburn, we don't always get to see people from surrounding towns, so being able to come here and bring our product and to show people what we're about is really exciting for us, and we hope to draw in some new customers.
Being able to see the newest technology to do your home improvements along with meeting those vendors can give you an ideal glimpse into your home improvement project. Now, the show runs through Sunday with something for everyone, including your kiddos. Apparently, there is a pretty cool bouncy house. You can get more information on their website, greathomexpo.com.
Meanwhile, Mason's Brewing Company is using social media to crack down on a concerning trend. Our Matthew Jurancic tells us more.
So we noticed one, it was a couple weeks ago, and then we had two back-to-back nights.
What Mason's Brewing Company owner Jake Bridges is referring to here is known as a dine and dash, or when diners leave an establishment without paying. Seeing an increase in the amount of dine and dash incidents, he decided to do something. Bridges took to Facebook, singling out those who took off without paying with a picture of them and their faces covered with smiley faces, calling them Mason's Guests of the Week.
So we thought, hey, we're going to throw it out there. See, one, if we could maybe get these people to pay, and then also bring attention to it.
In just a day, the post generated a ton of comments calling out the guilty parties and demanding they settle up inside the restaurant. Customers agreed. Dine and Dashers deserve this.
I think that people should be held accountable for making those choices, and when you're making a decision that negatively impacts your community, I think your community should hold you accountable for that.
People that do, obviously, are a different tier of morality. It's just a little disrespectful.
Bridges understands people can make mistakes. However, he highlights the importance of the unwritten rule in the restaurant industry.
I want you to enjoy yourself, great food, great drinks, have just an overall wonderful experience. And then, of course, we're in the business of hospitality. So then the agreement is you pay.
In Bangor, Matthew Jurancic reporting for ABC7 and Fox 22 News.
And an update on that story, Mason's has since identified the people in the photos and says everyone stepped forward and paid their tabs. So some good news there.
Yeah.
You hate to see that happen, especially to a local establishment like that.
Sure.
But you know what? I think that they took an interesting and obviously an effective approach.
A classy approach.
Yes.
Very kind of current with the times and how you might handle such a thing.
Right.
But also making a point.
Yeah.
Pay your bill.
Yeah, it's not
that hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, coming up on the 10 p.m. news on Fox 22, new details about the indictment of former President Trump, who is scheduled for arraignment next Tuesday in New York City.
And President Biden visits tornado-ravaged Mississippi to get a first-hand look at the devastation there and to help coordinate the recovery efforts. We'll have those stories and more as the 10 p.m. news on Fox 22 continues.
LiftMaster is the #1 professionally installed garage door opener. Can alert you if you left it open and let you close it from most anywhere in the world. And where's the best place to get your LiftMaster? From PDQ Door. PDQDoor.com.
Behind every keepsake, there's a memory. Behind every photo, there's a story. Behind Bouchard Cleaning and Restoration, there's people giving back by bringing back what was thought to be lost. The details, the time, and the expertise. all packaged up behind a name that Mainers have trusted for over 35 years. Statewide commercial and residential services. Bouchard Cleaning and Restoration. You keep the memories. We'll handle the rest.
They've got the sharpest pencil in town. Have they just sit around that showroom figuring deals and whittling that old pencil down? They know that if you buy once, you're gonna be back. So instead of buying one, you're buying two, and that's a fact. They've got the sharpest pencil in town.
So come on down, neighbor. The coffee pot's on.
The Great Home Show Expo will be hosting its premier home show at the Cross Insurance Center in Bangor, March 31st through April 2nd. It's a great opportunity to meet local contractors, landscapers, and specialists to get your home improvement project started. The More True team works with both buyers and sellers with a focus on the greater Bangor area. Paramount Paving offers top-notch paving and seal coating services to Eastern and Central Maine. Call us for a free estimate.
LiftMaster is the #1 professionally installed garage door opener. Can alert you if you left it open and let you close it from most anywhere in the world. And where's the best place to get your LiftMaster? From PDQ Door. PDQDoor.com.
You're watching Fox 22, Bangor.
Former President Trump will be arraigned in a Manhattan criminal courthouse next week. His lawyers are reacting to the indictment as security measures are being increased. Fox's Brian Yennis is in New York City with the latest.
He is just a tough guy, and he's someone whose knees do not buckle.
Trump's legal team making clear the former president will not be taking a plea deal.
And he's ready to fight now.
Neither Trump nor his attorneys know the charges. The indictment is sealed until Trump's arraignment. Reportedly, Trump could face dozens of criminal counts related to business fraud, centered around alleged hush money payments made to adult film star Stormy Daniels and former Playboy model Karen McDougal before the 2016 presidential election. As far as what to expect next, once the former president flies from Mar-a-Lago, Florida to New York City, he'll arrive at the Manhattan Criminal Court on Tuesday afternoon. Sources tell Fox there will not be a public arrival nor a perp walk. Trump will not be handcuffed, and Secret Service is expected to be by his side at all times. Once Trump is processed, presumably fingerprinted and his mugshot taken, he will be led to a courtroom in the same building where the judge will read the charges. Trump will likely plead not guilty and be released on his own recognizance. Judge Juan Merchan is presiding over the case. He's the same judge who sentenced former Trump Organization CFO Alan Weisselberg to 5 months in jail for tax fraud. Trump attacked Merchan on Truth Social. Quote, "The judge assigned to my witch hunt case, a case that has never been charged before, hates me." As for whether Trump could get a fair trial in New York City,
it's going to be very challenging. The judge, his lawyers will seek extremely broad discretion, extremely broad latitude in questioning jurors for potential bias, and the judge should grant that very broad latitude.
We're told law enforcement held a meeting on Friday to discuss logistics and security surrounding Tuesday's court appearance. Uniformed NYPD officers have been ordered to be dressed in full uniform and to be ready to be deployed at a moment's notice. In New York City, Brian Yennis, Fox News.
Well, the Manhattan indictment is not the only legal trouble former President Trump faces. There are ongoing federal investigations along with a state probe in Georgia. Fox's David Spunt reports.
I have no comment at all.
President Joe Biden staying mum about the indictment of his predecessor. But as Biden refuses to comment on this case, multiple other investigations into the 45th president continue, some quietly, others rapidly. In Georgia, state prosecutors are looking into 2020 election interference claims, in particular, then-President Trump's post-election phone call with Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger, who says Trump directly tried to pressure him to, quote, find more votes in Georgia, specifically 11,780. A special grand jury last month recommended unspecified charges be filed.
We're going to the Capitol.
And 2 federal investigations, one also involving alleged efforts to undo the 2020 election results, leading up to the January 6th Capitol riot. Special counsel Jack Smith, appointed by Attorney General Merrick Garland, is also probing Trump's handling of government records. Some 10,000 documents were seized by the FBI in a raid at Trump's Mar-a-Lago home last August. About 100 of the documents marked classified.
I think the Mar-a-Lago documents case is the most serious because it's the easiest to prove and the offenses are very severe.
Sources familiar with the probe say Smith is looking at possible obstruction, intentionally not cooperating or misleading investigators. Smith was able to get Trump's attorney in the documents case, Evan Corcoran, to testify before the Washington, D.C. grand jury last week. Right now he's fighting to get former Vice President Mike Pence to do the same. Mike Pence is weighing his legal options, but has come out against the former president for what happened on January 6th. The question, if he does testify, what does he say behind closed doors? In Washington, David Spunt, Fox News.
Meanwhile, President Biden visited tornado-ravaged Mississippi on Friday, where he received a briefing from the response team. He also announced the federal government will cover the full cost of the state's emergency measures for the next 30 days. His tour of the area comes 1 week after a deadly tornado struck the region, killing 21. Fox's Mark Meredith is in Rolling Fork, Mississippi with the latest.
Jill and I are here to show our support.
President Biden offered his condolences to the people of the Mississippi Delta Friday while pledging the full support of the federal government in response to last week's deadly tornado.
You're not alone. The American people will be with you. They'll help you through it, and so will I.
The president and first lady recognizing recovery efforts, meeting with survivors, and seeing the destruction firsthand. Officials estimate nearly 300 homes and businesses in this one community were destroyed.
I appreciate the call on Saturday, and I appreciate the fact that the President of the United States is standing here in Sharkey County, Mississippi, to deliver more remarks today, to hear from the people most affected.
FEMA announcing it's now opening multiple disaster recovery centers in several counties throughout the state.
Long term, I know this is your community. This is where you built your lives. And we're going to make sure you can stay right here.
Federal officials estimate the cleanup in this community is likely to take years, but they hope by freeing up federal disaster funds, people will have access to loans, they can help with home repairs, and of course get businesses back up and running. In Rolling Fork, Mississippi, Mark Meredith, Fox News.
Meanwhile, there are more details about the arrest and detainment of an American journalist in Russia. Russia's Federal Security Service announced Thursday a Wall Street Journal reporter was detained on spying charges. Now President Biden is weighing in. Fox's Greg Palcott has more from London.
President Biden urging Russia to release a Wall Street Journal reporter in detention on charges of espionage. Evan Gershkovich, a 31-year-old correspondent based in Moscow, was arrested Wednesday and accused of trying to steal state secrets. The newspaper has denied those allegations.
This is classic Putin's playbook, using hostage diplomacy. They perfected it to the form of the statecraft.
The Russian Foreign Ministry now says it will provide consular access to Gershkovich in accordance with internal procedures. This is yet to be confirmed. So far also, Russia has yet to produce any evidence to support the charges against Gershkovich.
This is a journalist, has a right to do their job, and for Putin to play anything else, it shows how deadly he is and how what he's doing is against every realm of the rule of law.
As Washington denounces Russia's actions, the Kremlin maintains all accredited foreign journalists are able to continue to work in the country without any restrictions. Russia has not arrested an American reporter on charges like this since the Cold War in 1986. Former Russian captive Trevor Reed says the U.S. needs to act quickly to secure Gershkovich's release.
They've clearly done this for political purposes to gain some kind of leverage over the United States or make an example out of them to make a point.
If convicted, Evan Gershkovich faces up to 20 years in a Russian prison. In London, Greg Palcott, Fox News.
The World Health Organization and the CDC are at odds over exactly who should be getting COVID-19 shots and boosters at this point in the pandemic. Fox's Lucas Tomlinson has more.
COVID vaccines are still a requirement in many school districts across the country, but new guidelines could change that. The World Health Organization updating its COVID vaccine recommendations, saying healthy kids and teenagers without pre-existing conditions are not a priority for the COVID vaccine. The revisions reflect a new focus on prioritizing vaccines for those at highest risk as the outbreak moves from the pandemic to the endemic stage.
We need to do a reset right now and learn how to live with this virus for probably to the end of time. It's going to be with us.
The WHO also pointing to higher immunity levels around the world due to vaccines and prior infection, two metrics the White House cited recently as it moves forward with a plan to end the COVID national emergency next month.
We are in a different place and time than we were in January. We've been winding down authorities over the last 2 weeks, over the last 2 months.
But the CDC is standing firm on its own guidelines, recommending everyone aged 6 months and older stay up to date with vaccines and boosters. CDC officials tell Fox News the new WHO guidelines are meant to provide flexibility to individual countries. And some of those countries, including India and China, are still dealing with high rates of infection.
People should follow COVID-appropriate behavior. And if they have not got themselves vaccinated, get themselves vaccinated.
The CDC also claims its independent analysis of children receiving the COVID vaccine found that the benefits still outweigh the risks. In Washington, Lucas Tomlinson, Fox News.
And still to come on Fox 22 News at 10, we'll have the latest out of Hollywood, of course.
And in sports, the Maine softball team unveiled their new field today. We'll find out how that and their first game on the new field went when we come back. Stay with us.
Saturdays. Baseball's best are showing out. MLB on Fox returns Saturday at 3:30 Eastern.
Comfy, cozy, relaxing. Not Joe. Joe's Furniture. Joe's Furniture Warehouse in Newport is the place to find rockers, recliners, sofas, and easy chairs. Quality furniture, affordable prices. Not your average Joe. Joe's Furniture Warehouse, Grogan Avenue in Newport.
Since 1950, Fairhaven Camps, located in Brooks, Maine, has provided quality Christian summer camping experiences to young people from Maine and beyond. At Fairhaven Camps, we empower youth from ages 6 through 17 to seek the truth of the gospel of Jesus Christ. Fairhaven Camps offers day or overnight camps as well as horsemanship and wilderness camps. Fairhaven Camps is now hiring for summer staff and accepting registration for campers. To sign up, apply, or donate, please visit www.fairhavencamps.org or call us today.
Here at Black Fly Coffee Company, quality will never be compromised. No matter what type of coffee you choose, whether it's hot, iced, or frozen, you can feel confident that our products are the highest caliber. We're here to assist you with your morning cup of joe, along with your mid-afternoon pick-me-up. And while here, grab a pastry for a snack. We always have fresh pastries available from a local business right here in the area. We look forward to meeting you soon.
We've got your back, road warriors, because we know you're picking up the pace. Steering life at 10 and 2. You're hitting the road. And we're helping you get there with confidence. So skip the counter without missing a beat. Choose any car in the aisle and be the boss of you. Go national. Go like a pro.
Right now, Planet Fitness, you can get that big fitness energy for just $1 down, $10 a month. No commitment, cancel anytime. It's a great deal, and our 17 million members agree.
You can say that again.
Okay, as I said, you can join for just $1 down, $10 a month.
What a deal!
So turn your low energy into big fitness energy and enjoy tons of equipment in a clean and spacious judgment-free zone to get that post-workout glow. So get going, or shall I say glowing? Join for just $1 down, $10 a month, no commitment. Cancel anytime. Deal ends Wednesday, April 5th.
Durable, sturdy,
Stylish, not Joe. Joe's Furniture. Joe's Furniture Warehouse in Newport is the place to find solid wood, built to last, made in Maine dressers, bureaus, and nightstands. Not your average Joe. Joe's Furniture Warehouse, Grogan Avenue in Newport.
A bipartisan group of lawmakers is coming out swinging against Sony, saying the PlayStation maker may be violating the Japan-U.S. trade agreement by getting preferential treatment. Fox's Eamon Dignam now has more from New York.
Congress is stepping into the console wars. Some lawmakers looking for the Biden administration to take on Sony's business practices in Japan. Washington Senator Maria Cantwell leading a bipartisan group confronting U.S. Trade Representative Katherine Tai. They've also sent a letter to Commerce Secretary Gina Raimondo, saying they're concerned about Sony taking advantage of, quote, the Japanese government's effective policy of non-prosecution when it comes to Sony. In other words, the lawmakers claim Sony is breaking the rules in Japan and it's not getting punished. They say the situation could be a serious barrier to U.S. exports, and they're concerned Sony's market share in the country, as high as 98% by some estimates, could violate the U.S.-Japan trade agreement. This could all be a legislative pushback to Sony's opposition to the Microsoft-Blizzard merger. Microsoft has faced concerns from Sony and multiple governments that they'll have an effective monopoly if the acquisition goes through. Microsoft and Activision have promised to keep the perennial bestseller Call of Duty on rival Sony's PlayStation console for the next 10 years. In New York, Eamon Dignam, Fox News.
Well, country music's biggest party celebrates rock legends. Scott Pilgrim gets another adventure and more. Here's Fox's Ashley Dvorkin with the latest from the Hollywood Nation.
This time we walk straight in the front door.
Harrelson heads to the White House. Scott Pilgrim's adventures continue, and rock legends will be honored in the Hollywood Nation. An all-star tribute is taking place during the CMT Music Awards this weekend. Billy Gibbons, Winona Judd, Paul Rogers, Guns N' Roses guitarist Slash, Cody Johnson, and LeAnn Rimes are among the music royalty coming together to honor legendary Southern rock band Lynyrd Skynyrd. The celebration comes weeks after the death of the band's final original founding member, guitarist Gary Rossington, who passed away on March 5th. The fan-voted ceremony airs live on CBS this Sunday.
Hey, what's up?
The cast of the 2010 live-action cult classic Scott Pilgrim vs. the World is reuniting. Michael Cera, Mary Elizabeth Winstead, Kieran Culkin, Chris Evans, and Aubrey Plaza are among the originals reprising their roles for the Scott Pilgrim anime series on Netflix. Tom Hiddleston teams up with Apple TV Plus to celebrate Earth Day. The actor narrates upcoming wildlife docuseries Big Beasts. The streamer released the first official trailer to the show that will take viewers on a journey across the world to meet some of nature's massive creatures and the struggles they face due to their size. It premieres April 21st.
They are trying to break us.
Today's First Looks also includes The White House Plumbers, starring Woody Harrelson and Justin Theroux. They portray the real-life former CIA and FBI agents whose botched burglary toppled Richard Nixon's presidency. The limited series premieres on HBO May 1st.
Plumbers, we fix leaks.
In Hollywood, Ashley Dvorkin, Fox News.
So quite a few interesting things coming our way that way.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
And I think the same could be said for the outdoors as well.
Yes, indeed. We have a lot of nice weather coming our way, it seems, with a couple of curveballs as well. And we have the full 5-day coming back to answer all your questions that way. Stay with us.
This is not an April Fool's joke. More snow is rolling on in. How much snow are we going to get? It's pretty much April. When and how much snow are we actually going to get the next week? I'll have the answers coming up.
Sure, the driveway looks good now with the snow on it, but you know what will still be under there in the spring? The same cracks, crumbles, and potholes that were there before winter. Call Eaton Paving today. Let's make an appointment to fix those problems when the weather is ready. Eaton Paving and Excavation.
Hey, it's Eric from Green Bear 420. We've been in business since 2010 and going strong, so stop in and check us out. We specialize in glass art by over 100 local artists and even have live glass blowing. Plus, we carry incense, novelties, t-shirts, and hard-to-find items. We have tons of local products for the tie-dye wearing person in your circle of friends. Come see us at 531 Moosehead Trail in Newport. And remember, Green Bear 420, it's not just a store, it's a lifestyle.
Come bowl a few games here at Bangor Brewer Bowling Lanes. We're one of the only Candlepin bowling alley centers in Maine, conveniently located in the heart of Brewer. You always have the opportunity to simply bowl for fun. And remember, between May and August, kids bowl for free. Now don't forget, we also host birthday parties for under $100, and gift certificates are also available. Give us a call right away at 989-3798 to make reservations for your birthday party today.
Jerry's Used Cars has been a family-owned business for more than 30 years, currently in Corinna and Vesey. However, we have changed a little as we are no longer just a buy here, pay here dealership. We now have access to outside financing and also carry utility trailers. We would be happy to assist you with your next vehicle purchase. And don't forget, here at Jerry's Used Cars, we offer an extended warranty. So give us a call at either our Corinna or Vesey location.
Sure, the driveway looks good now with the snow on it, but you know what will still be under there in the spring? The same cracks, crumbles, and potholes that were there before winter. Call Eaton Paving today. Let's make an appointment to fix those problems when the weather is ready. Eaton Paving and Excavation.
Let's roll! The Kings of the Lanes lay everything on the line for a major. The PBA USBC Masters Finals, Sunday on Fox.
Happy Friday and welcome back. The weekend is around the corner. It's going to be a pretty nice one as well. Our main weather today is brought to you by Varney Ford. Varney Ford in Newport gives one full year maintenance on every new and used vehicle they sell. Come visit them and see their huge selection of cars and trucks. The nice car and truck people. Okay, we did have nice weather today. Some overcast conditions, but look what happens. Our time has come. Rain and snow is moving on in, but look at these thicker snow bands right now closer to Augusta area. That's going to continue to move north and east, and we will all get in on some heavier rain and snow overnight. But look how massive this low pressure system is. Not only stretching all the way from Canada down south into Atlanta, Georgia, and into Florida, but all the way into the west. Look at all this heavy snow in North and South Dakota. That's going to continue to move east. So we still have quite a ways to go, folks. Don't you worry. But tonight, we will get that rain and snow. Mostly a rain event by the morning hours. We're going to be all rain as temperatures rise. Then throughout the day tomorrow, mainly a rain event with those warmer temperatures. Then we finally clear up by Saturday night into the morning hours on Sunday. This is going to bring out quite a bit of precipitation, around a half an inch. Same story by the coast. Into Machias, look at that. Maybe even more than half an inch of liquid equivalent rain. Little bit of snow, mostly a rain event. Winds are blowing from the south, 8 miles an hour here in town. 10 right down the board, right down the coast, Rockland into Bar Harbor, and same story into Machias. So winds, not a big issue. Let's talk a little bit about these temperatures. 60s earlier today in Chicago, just up north though, Green Bay into Wisconsin, mid-30s, low 30s, and a lot of snow. So we're going from severe weather in southern Wisconsin to feet of snow in northern Wisconsin. That's how strong this low pressure system is, bringing in a lot of Gulf moisture, tapped in for a lot of Gulf moisture, and that made its way up north. And that's why all of this rain, severe thunderstorms, is actually heavy snow up north. For us, though, 43 degrees. That was the high temperature earlier today, 42 in Bar Harbor. So we were rocking and rolling with those mild temperatures. Our average should be around 46 degrees. Look at Saturday. Tomorrow, 50s. Then we cool down by Sunday. Okay, a colder day on Sunday. Bam, a nice rebound by Monday into Tuesday. Cooler on Wednesday, and once again, a home run with those temperatures back into the 50s by middle to end of next week. Tonight, though, like I said, temperatures close to freezing, slightly above with some mixed rain and snow showers. Winds, not a big issue. Tomorrow, though, look at that, 53 degrees. Morning rain, then some isolated snow showers. Fog will also be an issue. Our extended forecast outlook does show clear skies by Sunday. Then we start to warm back up by Monday into Tuesday. Beth?
All right.
So definitely seeing a rise in temperatures. Love to see that trend.
Yeah, for sure. Looks pretty typical for this time of year, but don't mind seeing the 50s.
Absolutely.
All right.
Well, sports is coming on up. Stay with us.
Come try one of our daily specials at Pat's Pizza in Hamden.
Tuesday, spaghetti or ziti with meatballs or sausage, only $5.50.
Wednesday, large one-topping pizza, only $8.50.
Thursday, get an oven-baked wrap for only $6.
Friday is fish and fries for only $8.
And Saturday, get a small one-item pizza with a fountain soda, only $8.
Bring the family to Pat's Pizza, 662 Main Road, North Hamden.
Why should your new floor come from Carpet One? Because we're passionate about the spaces our neighbors call home. We're part of your community, and we're also part of the world's largest cooperative of independently owned and operated flooring stores. So you can be sure you'll get great selection and outstanding value with every installation. Whether it's carpet, hardwood, tile, or luxury vinyl, our experts take the guesswork out of choosing the right floor. We're your local Carpet One Floor and Home, the one store for your perfect floor.
Roto-Rooter has served the greater Bangor area and beyond for 35 years, offering plumbing, hydrojetting, snaking, descaling, video inspection, and grease interceptor cleaning services. For all your residential and commercial clogs, call Roto-Rooter today, 990-1234.
And away go troubles down the drain. Roto-Rooter. Introducing Hood New England Creamery. Made with premium Hood milk and cream and overloaded with the good stuff. New England Creamery. From Hood for New England. Try all 13 flavors.
Wednesday, the farmers get a kick in the pants.
Mama's opinion, she's the one.
And a surprise departure shakes up the farm.
Take a deep breath, it's gonna be okay.
I don't do well with that.
All new Farmer Wants a Wife, Wednesday at 9 on Fox.
Tonight's sports is brought to you by Taylor Events and Equipment Rental, 1179 Hammond Street in Bangor.
Hey everybody, Ryan Sudol here. Thank you so much for sticking with us. Let's start up in Orono, where the University of Maine cut the ribbon for Maine softball's brand new facility, marking the first completed project of many under their new facilities plan. Tyler Cruz has the story.
What a perfect day to be a
It was indeed a good day to be a Black Bear on Friday as the University of Maine cut the ribbon on their brand new softball facility, officially opening the new home of the Black Bears for business.
This is just really big for us. It's an investment into women's sports, the sport of softball, and it just means the world to us.
I'm excited for our girls. I know there's a lot of pride going into today. The last 2 days, just being able to get out here and have a home again has been phenomenal.
The 90,000 square foot complex comes with new bleacher seating, a new press box, new dugouts, lights, an indoor batting pavilion, and synthetic turf. So to call it state-of-the-art could be a little underwhelming.
So they got out on the field on Wednesday of this week. Afterwards, I saw them go to Memorial Gym, and I said, what did you think? They said, we never want to leave it. One of the student athletes said that she's going to sleep here from now on. And I said, good, because the dugout's actually heated, so you can.
The turf is beautiful. It's so nice. It just feels like home already. I know it's silly to say about a field, but for some of us, the field was our home growing up.
Plus, it nearly doubles the amount of home games for the Black Bears from a year ago.
We saw it with the fans at the basketball games this year. Maine is a really special place, so I think that when we're on the road so much, we lose some of that little hometown pride, so we're really excited to get to be around everybody a little bit more often.
It's meaningful on a lot of levels, and it's fun. It's fun to open shiny new things.
And the university made it clear this is just the first of many ribbon cuttings to come with the new athletics facilities master plan.
It's phenomenal. Like I said, I think it's just paving the way for the rest of the women's sports that are getting their facilities updated as well. I know field hockey can't wait for theirs to be done. Soccer, I mean everybody else that's getting new stuff. I know for me at least it makes it feel a little more real.
In Orono, I'm Tyler Cruz, ABC 7, Fox 22 Sports.
Thanks for that, Tyler. Let's see how the first game at the new digs went. Albany visiting the Black Bears' first leg of a doubleheader. Top of the fourth, no score, not anymore. Albany's Sarah Anderson with a single into right that scores Sierra Fretz, 1-0 Great Danes. To the bottom of the inning, Kelby Drews at the plate for the Black Bears. She gets under this one into left field, and she is gone. We are tied at 1. Top of the sixth now, tied at 3. Albany takes the lead off of that single by Jordan Nastos. Anderson scores. It's 4-3, and it would be 4-4 after 7, so to extras we go. And in the bottom of the 8th, after being down 6-4, it's tied at 6, and Kelby Drews again into left. It goes off the wall. Anna Margaitis comes in to score. Maine takes the first game in their new stadium, 7-6 in extras. What a way to break it in. Okay, game 2 now. Top of the first. Albany gets on the board. Morgan Petty drills one into right center. Caitlin Mitros comes in to score, and over at third, Petty's going to slide in. Ooh, baby, a triple. Next batter is Maddie Petrella, and she grounds one through the hole. Petty scores easily, 2-0 Danes. A couple batters later, Chloe Lewis gets in on the fun. She rolls it into right. Petrella will score at third. Sarah Anderson tries to slide in, but the Black Bears having nothing of it. Jasmine Gray gets a glove in. She's out to end the half inning, but the Black Bears just could not get the bats going. Albany's Sarah Powers throws a no-hitter as the Great Danes take game 2, 8-0 in 6. And hey, Maine baseball doubleheader of their own. UMass Lowell in town for their home opener. Let's talk about Colin Fitzgerald. This guy went 6 2/3 of the 7 innings, 1 earned run, 4 Ks, including that one. Another great outing for the Black Bears ace. Okay, bottom of the second, 1-0 Maine. Quinn McDaniel hits a single into center. It scores Miles Sargent and Dylan McNary, who you see there. It is 3-0. Later on, bottom 5, 7-0 now. Jake Reynes at the plate. He hits one to center, and McNary scores again from third, 8-0. And finally, couple batters later, Connor Goodman flies it into right. Reynes is going to tag from third, and he's just going to beat the throw at home. Maine up 9-0. They go on to take game 1, 9-3. And now to game 2. Can they get the sweep? It's 8-3 Black Bears in the 5th until Lowell's Jacob Humphrey grounds one through the hole. Trey Brown and Matt Tobin score. 8-5 now. To the 7th, it's 8-7. Luke Lavaguer on the mound for Maine. His pitch goes wild. That allows Ryan Proto to score the tying run. We are knotted at 8. To the bottom of the 8th, still tied. Jeremiah Jenkins at the plate. He puts one through the hole. Reynes is going to come in to score. Black Bears take the 9-8 lead. Okay, bottom of the 9th. Justin Baines with a runner in scoring position. Can he finish the job? Yes, he can. 6 Ks in 2 innings for him as Maine sweeps Lowell. They get game 2, 9-8. Okay, that's all the time we have for sports. I'm Ryan Sudol. We'll be back right after the break.
Tonight's Stock Report is brought to you by Triple S Tax Shop, 315 Hamden Road, Carmel. Come stop by for quality clothing and equestrian gear.
Hi, I'm Nick, and I'm one of the heat pump consultants at Dave's World. We are Maine's leader in heat pump installations because we have an awesome team that is dedicated to an awesome experience, and we are backed by Mitsubishi products. It's easy to promise awesome, but it is another thing to deliver on awesome. There are so many solutions for every home. The goal is to solve problems and find what's right for the customer. You have heating and cooling problems, we will solve them from start to finish. Dave's World, awesome.
Here at Twin City Tire and Service, you will be working with industry professionals. We have ASE certified master technicians and certified tire and lube technicians. If we need your vehicle for a duration of time, we offer a complimentary shuttle service and can even offer a loaner vehicle. Being a client at Twin City Tire and Service means that we will treat you right. This includes a 3-year, 36,000-mile warranty on mechanical repairs. We also provide you with 1 year of complimentary roadside assistance. Come see us today at Twin City Tire and Service in Brewer.
So cozy. How many rooms are in there? Should we go check it out? Yeah.
Get to stay here all weekend.
When you stay at a Verbo,
I call doing the door code.
the host doesn't stay with you.
It looks exactly like the picture.
Because without privacy in your vacation home,
It's a full log cabin, guys.
it isn't really a vacation,
Not by the fire.
is it?
Oh my God. I won. I won.
Want the speed to finally defeat your mortal enemy?
Oh, there he is! I
only Spectrum gives you Speed Boost for the fastest wireless speeds in the palm of your hand. Get game-changing speed with Speed Boost, only with Spectrum One.
I am a nurse,
a firefighter, a college student,
a mother, and I am an American soldier.
I will always be ready
for every storm and disaster that threatens my community. I will always be there to protect my neighbors,
my family,
and my country.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
Visit nationalguard.com to learn more about part-time service.
Hi, I'm Ron Hazelton. For great home improvement tips and ideas, be sure to watch House Calls. Grab a cup of coffee and join me.
Welcome back. A library once frequented by E.B. White and his family has started a campaign to fund some much-needed additions. Over the next 2 years, the Friend Memorial Library will be trying to raise $2.5 million. Campaign Chair Bill Cohen says the decision to start raising funds came after a 2-year study concluded the library not only needed improvements, but would also be able to raise the capital to fund them.
We did a feasibility study in terms of could we raise capital money. That came back and said we felt we could. And so this week we are officially on the road.
If you'd like to donate to the campaign or learn more, visit friendml.org.
Well, finally tonight, after the sudden loss of Holden Police Chief Chris Greeley, one man in the Holden Fire Department wanted to honor the chief, and what better way to do it than to give to the charity that Greeley started himself. And with that, these bracelets were created. You can see them right there for a $5 donation cash to Holden's 25 Days of Kindness campaign. You can take one of these commemorative bracelets home. It is a way to remember Chief Greeley and add to his legacy with a small donation.
Super beneficial for our department and the police department to really work together after such a tragic issue or loss to our community and to our public safety group here. So I think it means a lot for us to really bond together after that, and this has really brought us really close.
You can stop by the town hall or fire department during normal business hours to pick up a bracelet. They've only ordered about 500 and have sold around 100 already. They only take cash, so keep that in mind before you go to get your bracelet. But I think that's just awesome. What a great way to do it.
Yeah, it's a wonderful idea to keep that fund alive and well.
Yeah.
And just to honor the legacy of Chief Greeley as well. It's something that he cared so deeply about, every time.
And was endemic to him. I mean, that's what so many people knew him for, was this unique campaign, this 25 Days of Kindness.
Right.
And that campaign is his legacy, and so it's neat that we're already looking at ways to keep it going.
Absolutely. And a lot of the time when we hear from police chiefs, it's about, unfortunate things going on in our communities.
Yeah.
I would say most of the time we heard from Chief Greeley on our programming, he was, it was about something good.
He was doing something fun
he was doing for the community.
Sort of inspiring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So great to see they're keeping that alive and well.
Alrighty, well, that is going to do it for us, folks. From everybody here at Fox 22, take care and have a great rest of your night.
Good night, everyone.
For more local news coverage, switch over to our sister station, ABC7, right now for ABC7 News at 11.
As much as possible, not only how she died, but how she lived, too.
What goes through your heads about the number of people whose lives were touched by this one way or another?
We've heard about people who actually... We've heard about people who actually got closer together because of what happened.
Yeah, I just hope it makes a change so it doesn't happen in the future for other parents. I mean, I feel like that's what helps me to keep going each day.
There are girls who are as precious to their parents as our daughter is to us, and they do not receive this level of attention. I think people